Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another FIFA Flow podcast episode. Welcome to season 3, episode 26. Today, guys, okay, let's just get right into it. No intro because I want to talk about how Shiza Paris Saint-Germain are. Now, I'm not really not how bad they are, but on terms of how did we not qualify? How did we not get first in our group? And now we have second place, having the possibilities to get Real Madrid, Barcelona, or not Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, and Napoli. Yet again, we're getting second place. Last year we got second place. We got Real Madrid, and you already know what happened last year. We got spat on by Karim Benzema, guys. So I want to talk about that today again because it's just so annoying. And the reason, guys, if you guys haven't, oops, wrong screen. But if you guys haven't gone onto the podcast Instagram, if you guys check on here, you can see there's dates of when the podcast will be posted. This podcast that is up today on Wednesday, November the 11th, is the podcast that's technically supposed to be up on the 4th. But I want to do this earlier because of the results of the PSG game. And man, I was shaking in class. It was a homework block in class. We didn't really do homework, so it was just a work block in class to work on anything. I was watching the game. I was literally shaking because of how nervous I was. So it's like we're winning 2-1 in the second half, and Maccabi or Benfica are only winning Maccabi Haifa by 2-1. Okay, so we should be winning. If they get six, then we're screwed because then we'll talk about what happened after, but then we're screwed if they get 6. And then afterwards I realized, oh my goodness, they got 6 goals, and now they've gotten first in the group, group H, and now we are in second place, having the possibilities to verse elite top tier teams. So I want to talk about that, guys. We got the notepad out like usual. We're gonna go to the notepad. First off, let's talk about a few of the games. I want to talk about the Porto Atletico Madrid game, the Bayern Inter game. I did not watch the highlights of the Liverpool Napoli game, but we're gonna just take a look at the stats of that. We're gonna talk about the Marseille versus Spurs game. Crazy situation going on there. Once again, I did not watch the Madrid Celtic game, even though it was a crazy game for Madrid. I did not watch that, but we'll look at the stats, of course, and then PSG Juventus, the main topic of today's video. We're going to talk about that as well. And then afterwards, we got some transfer news as well. I want to talk about, of course, the Champions League. Next Monday, guys, will be the next episode. It's highly likely that the next Monday will be the next episode, talking about weekend league games from now until then, football news from now until then, as well as on Monday we're going to be having the UCL knockout stage round of 16 draw, guys. It's at 3 a.m. so unfortunately I probably won't wake up for that, but I'll still be we'll still be doing a huge talk on it because, guys, I'm very nervous. We're gonna give our prediction and kind of talk about the possibilities, talk about what teams will be good for PSG and what teams will not, teams would I like for my team for PSG. As you guys can see, PSG, ici c'est Paris. Man, I was shaking. That's when you know you're a real PSG fan. It's when you're shaking, man. I was actually nervous. I'm in this WhatsApp group. It was 2 days ago. I said, bro, I'm nervous for this Juventus game. I was shaking. That's how nervous I was. But we're gonna get into it, guys. I'm very, very disappointed. And honestly, let's just go right into PSG versus Juventus. And let's just talk about the main topic, because this is gonna be the main one of the video. So, guys, Paris Saint-Germain versus Juventus. Let's talk about the game as an individual, and then we'll talk about we'll go to the other games and then talk about the teams that we can be possibly versing. So the game as an individual, guys, I think we had a pretty decent game. Now, compared to a team like Juventus, I think we should have done way better. We had many possibilities, man. Mbappe, man, Kylian Mbappe, this guy, he's 23 years old, and I think he's the youngest player ever to score 40 goals in the Champions League, or 40 goal contributions in the I think 40 goals. I think he has about 64, 65 goals / assists in total. So 40 goals, youngest player to score 40 goals in the Champions League, guys. 100 more goals and he'll reach Ronaldo's level, guys. So crazy game for Kylian Mbappe. It's not just the goal he scored, it's not just the assist to Noon Menge, it's everything that game. I think he had a really good amounts of goal scoring opportunities, unfortunately, that he missed. But sometimes he didn't even miss. Sometimes he had goal scoring chance, like he made a goal scoring opportunity. That's what I mean. It's like it's not necessarily him missing the net. It's more like he's creating the one where he passes it to someone else and then maybe they miss. It's the fact that he's the one who's creating it is makes him such a brilliant player. This guy technically on the ball, he's insane. His assisting is insane. His shooting is insane. His dribbling, as I said, his speed, man. Like he gets one touch on the ball and he's literally like the flash goes to the opposite side of the pitch, man. I swear this guy can get away from any player. The goal he scored in the 13th minute was one of the best goals I've seen by Mbappe because of the way, because it was such a technical, it was just like, oh, you can't hurt me. It's like get out of here. Who cares if you're pulling my shirt and like holding me? Who cares if you're pulling my shirt, holding me back? Who cares if I see this guy running from the right? I do a tap to the right, make him go sleeping, and then I hit a far shot. So it's like that goal was insane. I just described it for you guys. He's being tugged from behind, and then he's like this guy from the right of him, I think it was Locatelli, who tries to slide tackle. He does a touch to the right, so Locatelli misses the slide tackle. The guy who is pulling Mbappe's shirt like kind of gets like tackled by Locatelli, and then Mbappe with the long shot outside the box. So what a goal. As I said, tactically, technically, everything about this guy, Mbappe, what a player he is. That's my player, my goat right there, the future of football. And people still say Haaland is better, man. Yes, Haaland is scoring goals, but is he an all-around well player? Is he a full-rounded player? Does he have the ability to dribble, to assist, to get away from players? Does he have the speed? Does he have the shooting? Does he have the passing? Does he have does he have all this technical ability that Mbappe has? And it's like, yes, he's scoring these insane goals. He's physical. He is pretty fast. And yes, his shooting is insane. But he doesn't have the technical, the dribbling, the passing ability that Mbappe has. Mbappe over, as I always say, Mbappe is not Messi. Like, no one is gonna be as good as Messi. No one is gonna be as good as Ronaldo's shooting and stuff. Ronaldo's a striker. But when you compare Mbappe and Haaland, Mbappe is more like a Messi player, more of a chance creator player, and Haaland is more of a goal scoring striker. Back in the day, maybe you can say a few years ago, Mbappe was just that goal scoring striker, but now in the past 2-3 years, I think Mbappe is turning into that goal scoring opportunity, that chance creator, that cam, center forward, left wing, left forward type player, like Messi kind of, that one who's creating the dribbles, doing these insane dribbles, these insane assists. He has the ability to run. That is more of that's why I kind of say Mbappe is like Messi, not in like the play wise. Messi play wise is something else, but compared to Haaland is a goal scoring machine, whereas Mbappe is the guy who dribbles more. The brilliance by Mbappe there. In the 39th minute, unlucky goal there. Very, very disappointed here. So this one, it was crossed in. I don't quite remember who was crossed in by, but then it was headed by Cuadrado, guys. I think it was off of a set piece, off of like a corner, or not a corner, a free kick. It was crossed in to the right side of the box over here, and then it's Juan Cuadrado, who gets a head on it. He like headers it across the box, and then it's Bonucci who somehow, for some reason, all the way inside the box gets a slide tackle on it in the back of the net. So unlucky goal there. What I can say about that goal is, what is our backline doing? Is I think we should be more aware. Our defense awareness should be better to get on the ball. I think that was the problem with that goal. We should have had a bit more pressure and a bit more awareness of who's in our box to be marking them. I think that was our problem with that goal. We're going to talk about this Noon Mensch goal as well, and I want to talk about the team as a whole. How did we play this game? So Noon Mensch, guys, in the 69th minute. Man, you guys, like, I cannot explain this more. You guys, like, maybe you guys say, oh, you're kind of, I guess you might be a fake PSG fan. You're only doing it for Mbappe and stuff. No, man, I'm a PSG fan because I know each of our player. I know our team, man. And I literally said, Juan Bernat is not a player that fits in our team. Like, yes, he's decent, but a player like Nuno Mensch and Hakimi, those two guys in the fullback positions are so elite, not only in the defense, but in the attack as well. A player like Fabian Ruiz, who got injured, unfortunately, I think he got subbed off early on, came on for Ronaldo. Ronaldo was the one who's staying back. Vitinha kind of stayed back or went more in the narrow part so that they can allow players like Nuno Mensch and Hakimi to go up. and that's exactly what Nuno Mendes did. He got subbed on just like in the 65th minute. I think he got subbed on. And then it's Nuno Mendes making a run in behind over here. Mbappe turns around, passes it, doing a through ball to Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes going far post. So as I said, it's not just Nuno Mendes and Hakimi defensively. Attackingly, they're insane. And when one of them, when Nuno or Hakimi, when one of them are injured, there's not really a replacement who's kind of identical to their playstyle. And I just love the way they play. They play not only as a defensive fullback, they help the attack so much. They're so like not capable. They're so like we're so reliable on our fullbacks in either a 4-back and a 3-back formation. It's just not even funny, man. It's just we're so reliable. Then when we don't have them, it's pretty scary when we don't have them, because then it's like we don't really have that attacking opportunity. And another thing I want to state here is when our fullbacks go up, it allows like someone like Mbappe to kind of go more narrow inside, and then Nuno Mendes passes it into Mbappe. Mbappe scores. That's what it allows us to do. It doesn't just allow us to keep Mbappe wide. It allows us for our fullbacks to go up, and our strikers to be more narrow in the box, ready in a good position to score a goal. So brilliant goal there. I think both of our goals were insane. I think their goal, we needed a better defending. Now overall the game, guys, I think we had. Let's talk about each player, and like not each player, but each area of the pitch. So in our attack, I think Mbappe, man, as I said, I cannot stop ranting about Kylian Mbappe, because this guy is he's a magician, guys. This guy, a magisterial. He had a majestic game that game. Kylian Mbappe. Now Lionel Messi, guys. Yes, I think he had a few good dribbles. I think he got that assist to Kylian Mbappe as well, which is pretty good there for Messi. The only thing that Messi did not show, he ghosted that entire match because he did not have any press. And I think the thing with Messi not really performing well is you can't really say he plays in that striker formation. He doesn't really play in that center forward striker position. He's the one who's providing to up front, not the one who's getting provided. And that was kind of the problem. Is he was the one you can see Messi was dropping back quite a bit. Messi was I think it would have been better if he played like a 4-4-1-1, but yet again Mbappe doesn't like that number 9 role, so that's why we had to play like a 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-3-1-2 to let Mbappe play wide. And then that also kind of impacted Messi, because Messi is not really that center forward striker type position. That's why I think a huge impact on not winning. I mean, we did win this game, but if we had scored one more goal or had conceded one less goal, we would have made it through. And we'll talk about that in a moment after we talk about the positions. I think if we had Neymar, we would have been scoring more. I think we had quite a few opportunities. As I said, Mbappe, he wasn't the one. He didn't miss. He created chances that unfortunately our teammates missed. Carlos Soler had a good chance. I think it was Fabian Ruiz who almost had a good chance, who almost scored. Verratti, guys. Now, let's go to the midfield now. I feel like our midfield, we played more like a 4-4-2 type formation. You can tell. Carlos Soler, man, this guy dropped a lot for defensively. I think our best player in the midfield in this game was Verratti, I have to say, then Vitinha. Man, Renato Sanchez, when he got subbed on for Fabian Ruiz, I was a bit disappointed that Fabian Ruiz got subbed off. I was like, maybe like Renato Sanchez won't be as bad, because last game he did pretty decent. But man, Renato Sanchez was literally a piece of plastic. He was literally non-existent this game. He literally we shouldn't have we could have no one there instead, and we'll still do how we played this game, because he was non-existent, man. This guy Renato Sanchez does not know how to block a ball. He does not know how to defend. He does not know. He's not really great at attacking either. I think his offensive style is a bit better than his defensive style, but either way, it's not that good compared to a player like Vitinha. Defensively, he's not as good as like Fabian Ruiz or Verratti. And then another thing is, I think the only thing that like Renato Sanchez was good for that game was a passing route. It was like you go from Vitinha to Renato Sanchez, and then Renato was the one who passed it to Hakimi. He was just a route to get the ball to the other side of the pitch to switch up the game. So I think that was the only thing Renato Sanchez was, and I find that a huge problem. I think we still need to kind of work on we need to work with Renato Sanchez. We need to build him to be a more defensive player. I think that's what we need, because Vitinha, I don't think Vitinha can be that defensive player. He's that more of that agile dribbler to get that ball up. He's more of that, like, he likes to dribble, he likes to pass the ball. Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo, we need him to be more defensive. That's what we need. We cannot just rely on Verratti being the most defensive player. And Verratti this game, as I said, I think in the midfield, Verratti was our best midfielder. This guy had some elite tackles to get the ball. In our back line, let's go to our back line. As I said, Hakimi, Juan Bernat, as I said, Juan Bernat, when we don't have Nuno Mendes, it's a bit harder to on that flank to get on the counter attack. But with Juan Bernat, he's not the best, but he's not the worst either. I think a few of our problems, I think we needed, I think Ramos and Marquinhos needed to, as I said, they needed to be a bit more defensively. They need to be aware better. Their awareness needs to be better defensively to mark people, know where they are. Same with Juan Bernat. I think Juan Bernat was marking Cuadrado. I think I think his main man is Cuadrado. He should have been there. He should have been aware. And I think that was one of our problems as well. So unlucky there. Now that's PSG side. I think we played good. Now, to be fair, I'm saying this as a PSG fan. For others as well, you can't really say, oh, PSG played well, because we did a lot of passing. We had the ball a lot. We had a lot of creative opportunities. As I said, we need to work on our finishing. I think we should have had more goals for sure. We should have had 2 or 3, we should have had 3 or 4 goals for sure in total. So I think we need to work on our attack. Messi, man, I know you're 35. This game made you look finished. It made you look like you're only a small game player against toys, against Ajaccio. So Messi, man, you got to get your stuff together. I know a lot of our players are kind of resting, not really wanting to risk everything, especially since there's 2 games left. They want to save everything for the World Cup. So I understand that, but still, man, Messi, you like yourself, you said, oh, you want to win a major trophy with PSG. Then if you want to win a major trophy, you got to be trying for the team, man. And then maybe I said this as a joke, maybe Messi didn't want to try, so we get 2nd place, rematch with Madrid. We'll talk about that later, of like what teams I would like to rematch and the possibilities. Maybe he wants to rematch to Madrid and get his revenge. But to be fair, anybody who said they wanted revenge on Madrid literally got smacked by Madrid. We saw this with Mohamed Salah. Said he wanted revenge on Madrid in the UCL final. You already know what happened. When was it? 2018. And then Salah said he wanted revenge. Madrid smacked them. Xavi in the El Clasico said he wanted revenge. Madrid smacked them. So if Messi did this on purpose for us to get 2nd, and then we match Madrid again in the Champions League round of 16, and then one of our players say, "Oh, we're gonna get revenge," we're out. We're literally out. And if we lose, I swear, if we get Madrid again, we're gonna talk about this a bit later, but I just want to give a quick note now. If we get Madrid again, PSG are finished, man. PSG are finished. And like, man, if we lose, if we do not get to the semi-finals or maybe the final of the Champions League, I might have to go on a fan loan to another club. A fan loan, 1-year loan to support another club. After the next season, depending on how PSG will do, I might come back and become a PSG fan, or extend my loan contract for supporting another club. A loan, keep in mind, I'm not a permanent move to support another club, just a 1-year loan. Just maybe like support another team a bit more than I'm already supporting PSG. Maybe support another side team as a loan. I might have to go on a loan to support another team. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah, overall, yeah, PSG, I think we should have had more goals. I think this just shows the fact that we need Neymar, man. I think Neymar is such a magisterial player in the attack. Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, what an attack, and unfortunately we didn't have that. I think that was one of our problems. I liked Ekitike, as I said, Nuno Mendes, what a player he was. I think Ekitike was a great option, and I think we should have played, I think in my opinion, we should have been playing, we should have played Mbappe, Ekitike at the front with Messi at the cam. I think that would have been a more suitable position, not only for Messi, but another option to try Ekitike. I think he had a few good opportunities towards the end of the game as well when he got subbed on for Carlos Soler. So that is PSG. On the other hand, Juventus, man, like before this match, I was hating on Juventus. I was like, how the hell is Allegri expecting Bonucci, Gatti, Sandro, and Szczesny like how's he expecting this team to be marking Messi and and Mbappe? And to be fair, they did pretty well. I think for the goals that we scored, it made them look terrible. He had some really good counterattacks. Fair play to Juan Cuadrado. I think he was pretty good on that wing. Same with Kostic. Now the thing that really made me like like rage as well at this game is the fact that Locatelli and Rabiot, the two players who got smacked against 4-1 against Benfica just a few weeks ago, they somehow were they somehow dominated the midfield, man, and that was just so disappointing. They somehow dominated the midfield. One player I want to talk about in Juventus's game that you can tell he made such a huge impact for Juventus's attack in the last 20 to 30 minutes of the game was Federico Chiesa, guys. Federico Chiesa, he needs to leave Juventus. Same with, I feel like, Vlahovic. I think last season, Vlahovic and Juventus were a bit of a better team than they are now. Overall, Juventus have just fell off. Juventus are a Finnish club, but a player like what's his name? I think Chiesa, especially Chiesa. Same with Vlahovic. I think Vlahovic, mainly Chiesa. I think Chiesa is such a brilliant player. He had that 1-2 opportunity. He played like a quick 1-2. There was almost a pen given. That was such a brilliant opportunity there. I think he almost got a chip pass as well, just behind our defense, and that pass made me say like, oh my, what is our defense doing? We are terrible, man. How are we letting that chip pass go past us from Chiesa? And it's just when Chiesa is on the ball, he's good. His shooting, his technical ability, everything about Federico Chiesa was magisterial when he went on. He was such a good player there. I think teams should get you I think Chiesa needs to get out of Juventus. Teams should start looking at Chiesa. Chiesa needs to get out. What a player Chiesa was for Juventus. Overall, yes, we won the game, but it wasn't the outcome overall in our group, in Group H. It wasn't the outcome we needed, and unfortunately, Benfica, man. Well, let's just take a quick look at our group, guys. Benfica. So, PSG and Benfica. It goes to 14 points for PSG and 14 points for Benfica. After, if both teams are drawn on points, it goes to a head-on, what is it? Like match, what is it? Like you get what I mean. It's between Benfica and PSG. So both legs that PSG and Benfica played, since PSG and Benfica, their aggregation between both legs were both 2-2. Then it goes to goal difference, and even with goal difference, we had 16 goals. Benfica had 16 goals, and Benfica had seven goals conceded. Same with us. So the goal difference for both PSG and Benfica were both 9. So as you can see, points obtained, superior goal difference from group matches played amongst teams in question. So since we both had 14 teams, depending on the result, the aggregation of both games that we played in the group stage, it goes to that next. And then it's goals scored in group matches, so goal difference, I guess you can say. And then it's what is it? The goals scored in group matches played amongst teams. No, okay, wait, what? This is not. I'm pretty sure this is a bit old, because now I know for a fact that it's the points, then it's between the teams, like the aggregation. Then it looks like, and then I believe after that it's goal difference. If the goal difference is still the same, I think the fourth rule is away goals. So since Benfica still scored away goals, it went from points. It went all the way from points to both like the aggregation between Benfica and PSG in the two group stage legs. Then it went to goal difference, and then it went to away goals. So it took that much time. It took 4 different stages just for us to be second. So that's very unlucky. As I said, when we scored in the 69th minute, we were winning 2-1 in the 69th minute, and in the 69th minute, Benfica were winning 3-1. So we were like, oh, we're still winning by goal difference. Benfica then went on to score 3 more goals to get a 6-1 win, and then tie us with goal difference as well as beat us with away goals. Therefore it made them get first place. So very unlucky. So yeah, that is the PSG game there. Very good for Benfica. I think honestly, let's just talk a bit about Benfica. I think Benfica, man, they are that team, man. They are that team. You know how once in a while, when was it 20? Was it 2016, 27? Or no, maybe it was 2018. When was that one year when Ajax made it far into the group and they knocked out Madrid? That Ajax team was insane, and I think it's the same thing. I think another team, I think in 2020, I'd say that group had to be Porto. Porto making it into the semifinals, almost knocking out Chelsea. I think last season, you have to give that passion team to Villarreal, knocking out Juventus, knocking out Bayern Munich, and almost knocking out Liverpool. And I think this year that passion team is Benfica. So I feel like every year we always have that passion team. Benfica this year, last year Villarreal, the year before Porto. When was that? 2018 or 2018, 19 or 17? One of those 3 years. It was that Ajax where I think it was 2018, where Ajax knocked out Madrid, and I think they got beaten by Spurs. I think it was something like that. And then yeah, that's when Spurs went to the final against Liverpool, and then Liverpool won. I think it was that year, so 2019. In 2019, Ajax knocked out Madrid. Ajax was that passion team. This year it has to be Benfica, and I think Benfica, they are playing really, really well. One player I want to shout out to is this guy here on the Benfica team. Is where is he? I think it's this guy here, Enrique. I think it's this guy here. I'm pretty sure. Never mind. Never mind. Where is he? Oh no, he plays for Porto. He did good for Porto. But overall, I think Benfica, man, I think honestly, fair play to them. I think they had a really, really good game. A really good, I think they were such a passionate team. The fact that we drew 1-1 to them in both games is just very sad, man. If we had won one of them, man, Benfica passion, man. As I said, each year there's a passionate team. It looks like this year that passionate team might have to go to Benfica and maybe Porto as well, man. Porto, we're going to talk about their game later on. But yeah, that is PSG. Let's just take a quick look. We had Man City, Sevilla. A good game here. Yeah, I was surprised that Sevilla were winning, but then of course, yeah, you have to give it to them. The 17-year-old Rico Lewis goes ahead, scores a pretty good goal around the keeper, and then scores in the 52nd minute. Julian Alvarez making a good run. Once again, goes around the keeper in the 52nd, in the 73rd minute. I did not see that Mara's goal, but apparently everyone was going crazy about that Mara's goal. So fair play there. Yeah, overall looks like Man City dominated them like usual. Kevin De Bruyne, what a midfielder he is, man. Yeah, that is that. Any other games? I just want to look at stats that I didn't really see. Madrid, man, this game was crazy. We had Luka Modric in the 6th minute getting a penalty, and he scored it. Rodrigo in the 21st minute scoring a penalty, and he got it in. And I think it was somewhere near the 30 minute where somewhere here, yeah. And then in the 35th minute, Celtic get yet another penalty. So 3 penalties in 35 minutes. So I'm like, what the hell, man? So far, this is the pen game. Pardrid, should I say? Pardrid. And guys, wait, was this the ref with, I think the ref was a female. Guys, you can't go, please, I just, like, I've seen these people, these really, really bad, annoying people on the internet. They're saying like, oh, because it's a woman, because it's a female referee, that's why there was 3 pens, that's why it was all this rigged, and that's why all of that stuff. Man, please don't go out saying this. I think the female had a really she was really good at doing her job. I think these penalties were given because it was a clear penalty, and she was the one who called them correctly. I think she was a really good ref this game. Like by the looks of it, but I've seen some I've just seen it on Twitter. I've seen a few of these clips like of the game, and I think overall from the foul she called and everything, I did watch a bit of the highlights, but like, man, you can't go out and say like, oh, it's because she's a female, that's why, like, Madrid, that's why there's 3 penalties. Man, I think she did really good for a job, and I think she should be doing more refereeing in like elite games like this UCL game. Maybe go to the La Liga. That's good. Now once we get to the part about knockout stages, I want to talk about leagues as well. Who is the better league and stuff? We're gonna talk about that. But for now, let's just take a look at the other teams. Yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt beating Sporting 2-1. Let's talk about this Marseille Tottenham Spurs game. What a game this was for Spurs. Everybody all Spurs fans out there. What am I saying? All Spurs fans out there, guys. They're going wild. Qualifying for the knockout stage. What a season this must be for them. They're like fourth in the Premier League. I think that's crazy for them. As I said, they might drop down, but I think this is still insane for them to qualify into the Champions League knockout stages. And then what else do we have here? Yeah, so this game, overall, I think Marseille were the stronger team. I think Marseille had some really good attacking opportunities. Got a nutmeg through ball. Unfortunately, they still missed and stuff. I think overall, Marseille had a really good game. They had some really good goals as well. Really good. I think attackingly, Marseille were really good. Same defensively. Don't quite remember this 45th minute goal. I don't quite remember this one. I think this long leg goal was off of a corner, so off of a set piece corner. And then, man, Højbjerg this game, he had to get man of the match because this guy right here, for Spurs, Højbjerg, Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, the Denmark, the Danish CDM. This guy was crazy off of set pieces. He had some really good like heading opportunities. He has some really good power strikes. There's one near the 82nd minute where he hit it not with his laces, not with power, but more with, he tried to go with kind of like that inside of the foot for more of the accuracy, and unfortunately I think that's what screwed him over, is then unluckily it hit the top of the bar. But then, guys, in the 90+5th minute, Marseille were trying to kind of play it slow. They had a what is it called, bro? I forgot. They had a throw in, and then it's the passion from the Spurs left back here. I think it was this guy here. Or no, this guy here, Ben Davies. I think it was this guy or Perisic. One of them with the passion. They intercepted. It goes to Son, and then it's a one-on-one. I think it's Eric Bailly and Son with Højbjerg. So it's just Eric Bailly defending against Kane, and then Højbjerg on this right side here. Kane passing it to Højbjerg. Højbjerg going from. I was surprised he took that risk to shoot all the way from out here. He was being kind of like pushed towards the outside, so he was like, oh, I have to shoot eventually, otherwise I'm gonna screw this over. I'm being pushed towards the outside. I'm being kind of covered well from Eric Bailly. So then he takes that opportunity. Actually, it might have not have been Eric Bailly. It might have been this guy. It was one of the center backs, so it was just a 1-on-2. And then he takes that shot, and surprisingly, it went in. Pau Lopez, I think this is Pau Lopez. Yeah, the Portuguese goalkeeper did not, like, unfortunately, it was too good of a shot, and Højbjerg finally got that shot. I think he had some really good opportunities in before this goal. He had really good opportunities throughout the game defensively as a player. This guy was insane. He got that goal, and then last minute, literally is like 5 minutes at a time. He gets it in the last minute. It was like 5 minutes or like 9. It was 90 minutes and 4 minutes and like 45 seconds. So it's like 20 seconds left, and he gets that strike. He gets that shot. And I was like surprised, like, why is he taking it all from out there? As I said, he was being pressured and he was being kind of drawn out wide, so he had to take it soon. He took the shot, and it was a magnificent shot, and now all Spurs fans out there are going wild crazy, guys. So honestly, fair play to Marseille. This was a crazy game. I mean, fair play to Spurs. This was a crazy game. I think Marseille fans definitely feel like they should have won, and I feel like that as well. I think Marseille kind of were the better team. I think they were more the dominant team. Even though Spurs, when they had possession, like, they played it well. You can tell here, yeah, as I said, Marseille the more of the dominant team. But fair play to Spurs. They played well. They used for the amount of time, for only having 36% possession of the ball, they used that ball time wisely to get good enough attacking opportunities. So really good there for Spurs, and honestly, props to Spurs. So yeah, we got Liverpool, Napoli, and the one reason I didn't really want to watch the highlights of this game was because even if Napoli had lost, Napoli are still topping their group. It was still a good game. I think Salah scored. Yeah, Darwin Núñez scored in the 90+8th minute. Looks like Darwin Núñez is actually showing up finally. But what's funny about this game, possession-wise, yeah, as you guys may know, there's no ways Napoli can get dominated because Napoli are insane. First loss of the season on unfortunately for Napoli, but they're not going to get dominated because they're still an insane team. Unlucky loss here for them. I think Liverpool still played really good football. But one thing I wanted to note here before I go on to another game, I don't really want to like talk about this game a lot. One thing I wanted to note is how do Liverpool beat City, lose to Leeds? I think they lost to who did they lose to? They lost to Leeds um and Nottingham Forest. They beat they beat City, they beat West Ham, they beat Ajax, and then they lose to Nottingham Forest and Leeds, and then somehow beat unbeaten, best team currently, best form team, Napoli. They somehow beat them after losing to Nottingham Forest and Leeds. What am I saying? They beat Man City and Napoli, but they lose to Forest and Leeds. What the hell, man? Like that's just kind of sad. That's kind of sad. But I mean, as you know, football is football. It's not all about on paper. It comes to match day, guys. It comes to match day. Um, so that is that game. Bayern Inter. I think this game we're gonna talk about a bit about this game. This game was magnificent. Bayern, man, they are on fire. Choupo-Moting, man. We're gonna talk about Choupo-Moting a bit after. There's a news thing I wanted to show. But man, I think Inter I think Inter were kind of robbed of a goal. I think Inter they had more of that attacking. I think Inter definitely had really good attacking opportunities. Correa, not Angel Correa for Atletico Madrid. This is Juan Correa, Argentinian though. He is Argentinian. Lautaro Martinez, I think. Gosens, De Vries. Maybe they didn't have Skriniar. Maybe that's why they lost Skriniar. My defender, man. My defender. We need Skriniar in. If we don't buy a new center back, a new defensive player, I think what we need is Skriniar and a fullback for sure. If we don't get those two, we are screwed for February round of knockout stage. But we'll talk about that a bit later when we talk about the group stage games or knockout stage predictions and stuff. But yeah, as I said, I think Inter were kind of robbed. I think they shouldn't have gotten I think they should have gotten a penalty. I think it was Davies who kind of did what Asensio did. He kind of blocked it and stuff. I think that should have been a penalty given there. Yeah, if we look at the stats here, 40%, 60%, man, Bayern Munich dominated. But I did not say Inter played bad. I think they still had some good attacking opportunities. But Bayern, man, they always dominate off of a set piece. Pavard gets the header. And then like near the end of the game, 72nd minute, it's what's his name? Alphonso Davies doing these step overs, passes it to Choupo-Moting, and this goal by Choupo-Moting, what a magisterial power strike outside the box, man. Choupo-Moting, man, this season hidden star, 33 years old. This guy from Bayern Munich has been insane, getting more playtime after Lewandowski has left. He's getting more playtime and he's doing insane. Mane, I think he's doing good. Coleman did good. Kimmich had a few good. He had a good long shot which almost went in as well. So overall, yeah, Choupo-Moting, man, he's been insane. Now, one thing that's kind of sad and kind of funny here is shoot, wrong one. What is this one? Juventus are plotting a strategy to lure Antonio Conte back to the club. For Allegri, damn, what the hell, man. Under Allegri. So Allegri, they're still gonna keep Allegri? Oh hell no, man. Hell no. But no ways Conte is going back to Juventus. He likes Spurs, man. But going back to this Choupo-Moting topic, Manchester United are interested in signing Eric Choupo-Moting from Bayern Munich as a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. The fact that they think this guy here can be a replacement for Ronaldo is just sad. But to be fair, Ronaldo's a bench warmer. So if they want to get a replacement for Ronaldo, if Ronaldo plays on the bench, then this guy it would be a bench replacement. So I mean, but it's still kind of sad, man. Choupo-Moting for Ronaldo, man. If you let Ronaldo play, he will show you that he is still a world-class player. But I mean, sometimes he's kind of finished, man. Ronaldo, he's finished. And the thing about Ronaldo is his fans are what are making him go. It's the society. He's saying, "Oh, I'm the best" and stuff. It's his ego, it's his jealousness that's making him go. Man, he should accept. He's 37 years old. He should accept that his body is like it's what's gonna retire Ronaldo is his body, his injury. If he gets injured badly, his body is gonna make him retire. It's not his it's just his ego and jealousness will not make him retire because he just wants to break records and like he wants to be the best in the world. But what he doesn't understand is his body is kind of not capable of it, or like he's 37 years old. His age is not capable of it. No one wants a 37-year-old as well, so it's difficult for him to leave and stuff. So I think that's what Ronaldo needs to accept. No hate against Ronaldo. Ronaldo is still a really good player when he does play, but compared to like his past, for sure, he needs to know, like he needs to accept he's kind of outdated. He's kind of an older player. Now there is players like Madrid who are still balling out there at the same age, but that's a different story. Ronaldo is a bit of a different story because he's a striker. You're relying on a striker to be positioned well, to run a lot, to score goals, to be a really good fast runner in the attack. With Modric, you can see in the midfield, there is a lot of running in the midfield, but like it's still different for Modric. I think for Modric, it's a bit of a different situation as he's just passes it forward, and the forwards are the one who are doing the running, while he can kind of stay back a bit more and walk, kind of like Messi as well. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see Choupo-Moting as a replacement. The fact that it says replacement and not just like as another option, like I don't know, kind of sad. They don't want to use Ronaldo, and they'd rather use Choupo-Moting instead of Ronaldo. It's pretty sad, guys. But yeah, as usual, Bayern doing insane magisterial goal for Choupo-Moting. And then last game I wanted to talk about before we go to group stage predictions: Porto versus Atletico Madrid. Man, Mehdi Taremi, what a player this guy is. Mehdi Taremi, the Persian R9, as you guys may know. I am Persian, and Mehdi Taremi in the 5th minute. It's probably one of his easier goals. I think he's 5 games and 5 goals now for Porto, or maybe in the Champions League he's 5 games, 5 goals. But if you look here, yeah, the goal is kind of like they're on the attack. I think it's this guy here, one of the players, Otavio, I think it was, who passes the ball into the middle, and Taremi just getting that touch to get it in the back of the net past Oblak. It's a good goal there in the 5th minute as well. And then we got Stefan whatever this guy name. He's Canadian as well, so really good here for the Canadian. This guy for Porto has been really good. Overall, his market value has gone 60% up from 5 million to 8 million. To be fair, if he played for Whitecaps, there's no ways he's going from 5 million to 8 million. This is European Champions League Porto tax that's making him go up 60% from 5 million to 8 million. If he played in the MLS, no ways that's happening. So it's a European tax. But overall, this guy has been a really good player. You got to give it to him. Even the market value doesn't really judge someone. It's the play style. Is it, are they able to? Because sometimes, like, oh, you're 5 million, maybe you're playing better than that, than your market value shows. So this guy in the midfield in that CDM role, the Canadian, he did really good. The ball rebounded out towards him, and then he goes and gets a power strike in the back of the net, just behind Oblak. Overall, I think Porto, especially Taremi, Otovio, Galeno, Evanilso, they had some really good attacking opportunities. I think same with Atletico de Madrid. One problem, man. You know how I said Chiesa needs to get out of Juventus? Another player that needs to get out for a better future, since they're young as well. What's his name? João Felix, guys. This guy has signed a 5 or 7 year blood-packed contract with Atletico de Madrid, and he's still staying with all this. He's still playing with this trash team because he signed a 7 year contract. And like, why do players sign contracts when they're playing under Diego Simeone, man? If this team was not under Diego Simeone, I guarantee they'd be doing so much better. As I said, Porto, I want to go to the knockout stage part. But to end off this game, as I said, Porto were the more dominant team. Their attack was brilliant. Taremi this game, he had some really good attacking opportunities, but good saves by Oblak. Unfortunate that in the last minute, it was actually going to be a curler if it wasn't for this Marcano guy to get that header. It just barely hit his head and went in the back of the net. But if he did not hit that, it would have been off of a corner in the 95th minute. it would have been a direct goal from the corner, curved into the goal. He tried to header it out, but then it headed backwards into the net. But if he had not headed it, I think it would have still went in. So still a good corner there to curve it in, to curl it that much. Really, really good there. Overall, yeah, this is the Champions League for you guys the past Tuesday and today, guys. So yeah, those are the games. Let's go ahead and talk about the group stage games before we end off the video. So I just want to have this on the side. If we're gonna, I have the transfer market out. I just want to look at the teams like overall that we will be talking about. So these are the predictions we made here. Let's go ahead and delete these here. So guys, these are our final Champions League group stage places. So these are the teams that made it through. And the reason I put them in first and second is because you guys may or may not know, if you get second place in your team, or if you get second place in your group, so for instance PSG got second place in group H, they can only verse teams who got first place in the group, but they cannot verse Benfica because they were also in the group, as well as they cannot verse a team that is from the same country. In instance, for PSG, there's no one from France, so they're able to verse everyone else from here. So, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and put a few options. So, as a PSG fan, we're going to put this in brackets, in curved brackets. We're going to do, so, for PSG, guys, getting second place was terrifying for me. I was like, no ways we're going to have to verse. We could have the possibility to verse Madrid again. If we verse them and they win again, then we are a finished club. But you gotta keep in mind, you can't blame it on Galtier. Maybe he has some questionable tactics and stuff. Maybe we should go back to that 3-back. I do feel like that 3-back is time. But what was I saying? To be fair, yes, we're doing bad right now, so it's scary to verse a team like Bayern, Spurs, or Bayern, Chelsea, Napoli, Madrid. It is a bit scary. Wait, who did I forget? Oh, City. I forgot City. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is scary to verse a team like City, Madrid, Chelsea this early on. But yeah, we also have to keep in mind we're only versing them in February, so we have like a few months to prepare. There is the World Cup. Hopefully we can get Skriniar or a new center back, a new elite, passionate center back. I think we need like 2 or 3 more defenders. I think maybe 2 defenders is good, with maybe a new defensive midfielder, as well as maybe like a new. No, I think attack is good. But I think we need 2 center backs and a defensive midfielder for sure. Is what we need. And like we're gonna improve by February. Hopefully we can improve, and everything from now in February. You can't assume we're gonna be this bad in February as well. So you can't make those assumptions. We hopefully we can improve, and either way, if we don't improve, either way, if we do improve, let's say, well, I don't know, but let's say either way. If we were still an elite team, we can't be scared, because either way, to make it to the final, to make it to the Champions League final, you're gonna have to go through tough opponents to make it to the final. You're gonna have to go through big teams to make it to the final. We saw this with Madrid last year. Madrid going everybody thought Madrid, if they get PSG, if they get City, they are screwed. But they didn't look like a Champions League winning team, so it's like, oh, no ways they're winning. But then when it comes to match day, it's like they show up and they win. They beat PSG, they beat Chelsea, they beat City, they beat Madrid, they beat big teams as well. Like on paper wise, like in the beginning of the season, they didn't look the best to win the Champions League. But then when it came to the game, they were ready, they were prepared, and they weren't crying about. Even the fans weren't crying about, oh, we're gonna lose to a big team like PSG, City, and stuff. They weren't really like that. They were positive, as you guys know. But to be fair, Madrid are a different team compared to a team like PSG, City, and stuff. Madrid are more of a spiritual team. But the thing with PSG is now. Okay, let's talk about what teams I'd like to get. So in brackets, let's do in the first bracket teams I'd like to get. Let's just talk about that. Then we'll go here. So teams I would like to get. I think anybody would like to get Porto. anybody in the second place team. With Porto, I think we would easily smack Spurs. To be fair, Porto are doing good. I think we would easily smack Spurs. I think Chelsea, I wouldn't mind Chelsea. I think, yeah, I wouldn't mind Chelsea. They might be a bit challenging, but I think we still have the ability to beat them. Now, in this bracket, in this curly bracket, I'm in the teams that I absolutely don't like. So, one team I absolutely don't like is City. And, man, I cannot stand us playing against City in the knockout stage, the first knockout stage, round of 16. Because of, and it's not about the players like KDB and stuff. I'm not worrying about that. Yes, they are world-class players and we should be afraid. Many people should be afraid of them. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the way they play. I'm worried about their play style. Is they play very slow. They play very passingly. They pass it a lot in the back. They play very slow. And they're very good. Like, what PSG are really good at is counter-attacking. We're really good on the counter-attack. And the thing with Man City is they're very good at marking and defending counter-attacks. That's why I think the way City plays is very dangerous. And I think another team that's similar to City's playstyle is Bayern Munich. Now, so these are the teams I absolutely don't want to verse. Napoli, it's like, if we get Napoli, like, there's a slight chance, like, oh, we have the ability to win. But since they're doing so good, is like maybe they might beat us, so it's kind of a bit of a 50-50 there. We'll do question teams, like unknown teams in this bracket. So I think Napoli is one of them. Who else is there? I think that's the only team. I think Napoli and Benfica we can't even verse. Benfica is an X team to verse. So I think, as I said, Porto, Spurs, and Chelsea are the teams I like to verse. I think they're more the easier teams. As I said, Chelsea, they're probably more. They might be a bit challenging, but I think we're still going to be able to beat them easily. Now, I think most likely, because of how rigged the Champions League is, I think we're going to get Madrid again. Now, as I said, if we get Madrid and we lose again, we are a finished team. We are literally a finished team. I'm going to have to go on loan on a fan. I'm going to have to go to support another team for 1 year loan on a loan. Then I'll come back to PSG the year after. As I said, it's only a loan, not a permanent move to support another team. I just like saying that. But guys, I think right now, our defense is not capable against Madrid. What I think we have the team to beat Madrid. The only reason we didn't beat Madrid last year was because the thing with Madrid is they're a spiritual team. They play more with spirit, 99% faith. They're like always like 100%. It's like what are the things Zidane said? 99% brain and faith, and spirit, 10% feet and ball. So that's what 10% with the ball, 99% mentality. So that's the thing that Madrid have. The thing that PSG have, we have 80%. We have 80% ability on the ball. We have 10% spirit, like 10% like our team is like passionate, and then 10% Shiza team play, like gameplay. That's what we have. That is what we have. So that is the difference between any team and Madrid. Is Madrid are Madrid. No one as a team, no one is as good as Madrid. I think on player wise, we have the ability to beat Madrid. It comes down to match day once again. So I think I would like to take Madrid again. As a PSG fan, I would 100% want to take Madrid again. But if we do not beat them, we are screwed. And capital SCREWED, screwed, guys. I would say the F word, but then I might get banned on, or like, I don't know, like, overall, these are the teams, Spurs, Chelsea, and Porto. Those are the teams like I'd like to get to be easy, to be like a bit easier on us. City, Bayern, I cannot stand them. If we get them, I'm gonna cry because they're just too insane right now. Napoli, 50-50. We can't get Benfica. The team I'd absolutely want to verse, and because of how rigged this competition has to be Madrid. It have to be Madrid. Now other teams I want to talk about, like predictions. I don't really know who Dortmund can get. Leipzig now. I think Milan are good. For first place teams, I think everybody in the first place are gonna. It's gonna be a bidding competition to get Club Brugge, man. Every first place team right now, in the Champions League groups are gonna be bidding to rig the competition to get Club Brugge. That is what they're doing. And honestly, knowing how rigged this competition is, City are getting Club Brugge, 100%, man. City are getting Club Brugge. Knowing how rigged this is, City are getting Club Brugge. Now, for Madrid, the only options Madrid have, they cannot get RB Leipzig because they've already versed RB Leipzig. Who else can they not get? So I think they can only verse Dortmund, PSG, Milan, Frankfurt, Inter, Club Brugge, and Liverpool. No, I think it's for Liverpool. So over here, Liverpool. Liverpool's only options are Madrid, Benfica, Bayern, and Porto. They only have 4 options. So I'm kind of also saying like maybe there's a possibility. I think the 2 highly teams that will be able that we will see for sure is Madrid versus PSG or Madrid versus Liverpool, because of how short how like small of a of possibilities Liverpool have to play. The reason they can't play City is because same country or same league, same with Chelsea, same with Spurs, and then Napoli was in their group, so that cuts off half of Liverpool's options. They only have Madrid, Benfica, Bayern, and Porto. So I think their best hope is Porto, because I think Benfica might have the passion. I think they're gonna get. I think Benfica really have the opportunity to beat Liverpool. So if Liverpool, we see Liverpool, Bayern, Liverpool, Madrid, that is crazy to see. If Liverpool get Madrid or Bayern, that's gonna be crazy to get a big one, a two. If to get one big team out that early, like a team like Bayern early in the quarterfinals, is gonna be crazy, especially for other teams like PSG. Hopefully that can happen, is to get a big team like Bayern out, unless PSG group with Bayern. So you never know what happens. So you never know. But so yeah, these are my like this is what I really wanted to note here. I don't really want to make predictions because I don't really know what will happen. But I just wanted to talk about like the teams Madrid could get. Same with City. Talk about Liverpool and PSG for these group stage, and like yeah, talk a bit about that. Overall, the teams that qualified. Let's talk a bit about leagues as well. So it's pretty impressive if we look at Spain, France, Portugal, Germany, Italy, England. What else do we have? Belgium. I think. Where is Maccabi Haifa from? Where? Israel. What the hell is Israel in? Wait, Israel is part of. What in the world? Israel is in Asia. So I was wondering. I was like, no way is Israel like. No way is Israel's like. Wait, am I dumb or something? Is Israel not in Asia? What the heck? And Maccabi Haifa is in. Ain't no ways, man. What the hell? This is rigged. This is rigged. Protest, guys. This is rigged. If Maccabi Haifa wasn't. Nah. What the hell? Why do oh my play in? Why is Israel? Why are Israel? Some fans question why Israel, since Israel is not in Europe. An English club could find themselves traveling to Israel for Champions League fixture. Is Serbian. Haifa takes on. What? Why is Israel in UEFA? Israel's footballing history is long and oh my, ain't no ways, man. Ain't no ways. Imagine it wasn't Maccabi Haifa in our group. It would have made it harder for Benfica to win, and then maybe we would have won on goals. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my, I did not know that. What the hell? Because like you never know the scenarios. If it was a team like that was better and stronger than Maccabi Haifa, it would have been more challenging for Benfica, and maybe we would have gotten first, because then Benfica wouldn't have won off of the goal difference. Oh my goodness. Oh my, that just makes it worse, man. That just makes it worse. Absolutely worse. What in the world? Israel, man. Ain't no ways, man. Ain't no ways. But anyways, guys. Oh my, I did not know that. I'm just in shock right now. That's why. So, anyways, let's go back to what I was saying. So let's just take a look. So, Spain had 4 teams going into the Champions League. They had 4 teams trying to qualify for the group stage. Only 1 making it out. France had 2 teams with only. France had 2 teams with 1 making it out. Porto, I believe they had Sporting. Who did they have? They had Sporting. Sporting, Benfica, and Porto. So I think they had 3 teams. You take a look at Liga NOS. Teams. So why is it only 2 teams then if Porto are 3rd? What is the orange spot? Is that Champions League group stage, like UEFA Champions League qualifiers? Okay, so that's why. So Portugal are going with 3 teams in, and all 3 teams making it through. So that's pretty crazy there. Germany going in with 5 teams. So yes, only 4 teams in the Bundesliga qualify. But since Frankfurt is a German team and since they won the Europa League winners from last season also get a spot in. So Frankfurt go through. What's his name? Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen get knocked out, so 4 teams go through. Italy, I believe, who did Italy have? Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. So 4 teams there. Only Inter Milan and yeah, Juventus got knocked out, and then who is the other team I said? No, so 3 teams go through here. England, you got Spurs, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. So 4 teams. I think it's 4 teams. So all 4 teams going in from England. And Belgium, I think they had 1 team going in, which is Club Brugge, and then somehow making it out of their group. So these are what we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. So we're missing a group. 17. Or we're missing a team. You cannot be forgetting. Who did? Oh, no. Okay, let's go back and look. UCL. So Napoli, Inter, and AC Milan are 3 teams that made it in for Italy. And we put 3 here. England have Man City, Chelsea, Spurs, and Liverpool going through. So that's 4 teams there. Germany have Germany have Bayern, Frankfurt, Leipzig, and Dortmund going through, so that's 4 there. So these are all correct. Belgium have Club Brugge, so that's 1 there. These are all correct. Portugal have Porto. Oh, did Sporting not make it through? So Portugal had Porto, Benfica making it through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. France had PSG making it through. And Spain had Bro, why am I missing a team here, man? Napoli. Okay, here. Okay, bro. Why am I making this so complicated? Just to talk about leagues, man. Napoli, Inter, Milan. So that's 3 teams for Italy. Porto and Benfica. 2 teams for Portugal. Bayern, Leipzig, Frankfurt. No, Frankfurt didn't make it through. No, Frankfurt, Dortmund. So 4 teams for Germany. PSG, 1 team for France. Madrid, 1 team for Spain. Club Brugge, 1 team for Belgium. And then what do we have here? Liverpool 1, City 2, Chelsea 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my, did I miscount or something? What the hell is wrong with me? Anyways, guys, took long enough. Took like 4 minutes just to count, guys. My counting abilities. Oh my, what am I doing? But guys, let's just talk quickly about the leagues as well before I end off the video. Spain, guys. Honestly, Spain's recently, guys, in the past few years, Real Madrid have been carrying the La Liga so much. And it's just kind of sad to see how La Liga were such a good team or such a good league before. Back in the days, like you had Madrid, like you had Atletico making it to the finals, even though Madrid still beat them. But yeah, the fact that Atletico making it to the finals, Barcelona going all the way through to the finals, and now they're getting knocked out. Atletico not even qualifying for a European group, a European competition. Barcelona going to the Europa League after Messi left. Messi joins PSG. Before Messi joins Barcelona, Barcelona didn't qualify for Champions League. After Messi joins Barcelona, 17 consecutive years, Barcelona qualified for the Champions League. And then after Messi leaves, Barcelona cannot make it out of the Champions League group stage. So that's kind of sad and stuff. And then who's the other team? Sevilla. I mean, Sevilla, they wouldn't have won either. So, man, Madrid kind of carrying, and it's kind of sad to see. I think in all of history-wise, La Liga are probably like trophy-wise and stuff. I think La Liga are the strongest team. Now, the thing about the La Liga is there's a lot of restrictions. There's a lot of money restrictions. So, and I think one reason they have a lot of this money restrictions is to make it more of a competitive league, so it's fair for smaller teams as well. And I think that's one huge impact on why La Liga teams don't don't play well in Europe, is because they don't have the money to buy good players to play for them. And the reason they don't have money is is big oil, like Saudi, all these big people who have money don't want to buy a La Liga team because they're not going to be able to go splurge on good players. Because there's so many restrictions to buying players, and since there's restrictions, it makes it more of a competitive league. But then at the same time, when it goes to Europe, when other teams are able to have no restrictions or like less strict restrictions and go spend big money, that means they're gonna have bigger teams, meaning La Liga teams in Europe are gonna get knocked out easier, whereas in Spain it's gonna be more competitive. So that's what makes it a bit sad for La Liga not being as big as they were before, is because of all these restrictions and stuff, not having Messi anymore. There's so many strict restrictions and everything, and I think it's kind of sad to say that, so I want to talk about that. Was one thing about La Liga. France, I mean, Marseille never make it through. Marseille kind of suck, even though they have more Champions League than PSG. And as I said, PSG is looking very scary. If we get City or Bayern, we are screwed. Hopefully we can get Madrid, but if Madrid knock us out again, PSG are literally screwed if we don't beat Madrid, if we do get them again. And in Portugal, as I said, every year there's always that passion team, and I think this year that passion team, I think Porto are doing good, but I think that passion team is gonna have to be Benfica for me. I think Benfica, so good. Honestly, Portugal honestly show up every year in the. I think at least Porto. I think one Portugal team always shows up every year in the Champions League. And if a team like Liverpool I think Liverpool should be scared of getting Benfica as well. I think if they get knocked out by Benfica, that's going to be huge. I think for other teams they should be prepared. So Liverpool fans, don't be scared, or don't be saying like, oh, Benfica and Porto are going to be easy. Yes, they might be easier than Madrid and Bayern Munich, but they're not going to be as easy as a team like maybe Club Brugge. No offense, maybe like a team like they're not going to be they're not going to be an easy team, especially with how they're doing the passion. So that's one thing I think good for Portugal there. Germany, I think Germany, all you guys calling the German league a farmers league and stuff. 4 out of the 5 German leagues have made it through, so that's huge, guys. That is huge. So actually, wait. So actually, you can theoretically you can say 3 out of the 4, but since Frankfurt, a German team, won the Europa League last year, another German team is qualified. That's why 5 teams from Germany are qualified for the Champions League. So if you want to say from Bundesliga, from the teams that qualified through Bundesliga from Germany, 3 of the 4 teams qualified. But for all teams that participate in the Bundesliga, 4 of the 5. And I think that's really good. That really shows that, yes, maybe in the Bundesliga it's a bit of a farmers league, but they still have the ability to show that in all of Europe as well. So that's really good there. And I think teams like Dortmund, they should be really scared. I think teams should be like aware of getting Dortmund as well. I think this year Dortmund are doing really, really good with Jude Bellingham and stuff. Like not just Jude Bellingham, I think they have really good players as well. Who's that player? Adeyemi, I think he's really doing good. Schlotterbeck. So really good there from Germany. So don't call it a Bundesliga when 4 of the 5 teams have qualified for it. Italy, guys. Now Italy, it's really sad to see. I know, yeah, AC Milan and Inter Milan qualified. And of course Napoli, the beast team, guys. But it's kind of sad to see Juventus. Like, man, they're doing so bad. They used to be one of the world's best teams back in the day with players like Zlatan. I was gonna say Hulot, but he played for AC Milan. So players like Zlatan and stuff. What's his name? No, not Maldini, not Cannavaro. But like Bonucci, Buffon. You have all these legendary players who played for Juventus. They're such a legendary, historic team, and recently they're doing so bad. And that just also goes on to show that Italy are such a competitive league as well that Juventus can't really catch up with this competitiveness, and they can't even play. If they can't catch up in Italy, there's no ways they can do that in the Champions League. So man, Juventus finished team there, but still really good that a team like Napoli. I was surprised that Napoli made it through, especially in this group. I think this is one of the hardest groups. You can say this group, Group A and Group B, the hardest groups in the Champions League. And yes, this team as well, the top 3 at least. But I think this group here had a better spread of challenges. Same with the Group D as well. But I think Napoli, like, maybe not the challengingest group. Now that I think about it, there is other challenging groups as well. But like, I think compared to teams like Liverpool, I think like you would have thought Liverpool and Ajax would make it through. Somehow Napoli going unbeaten, not only in Italy, in the Champions League as well, until the last game, of course, until today. It's still pretty impressive. So honestly, really good there from Italy. England, of course, man, please don't go outside saying, "Oh, England, all 4 teams making it through England, best league, man." I swear, people say that. And then Belgium, one team going in. Belgium, guys, best team. They had all Belgian teams that qualified for the Champions League also went through. Well, not all Belgian teams, but the one Belgian team. So yeah. Overall, I think there's a good variety of teams. You can definitely tell Spain fell off, but like, even though England 4-4, you can't really say it's the best league because of what's going on in the league. Maybe like England teams in Europe are a strong team, but in the Premier League, are they still a strong team? That's what you have to compare it to as well. But right now you can kind of compare it to, like, right now we're just comparing it to how like these leagues the teams in these leagues have fell off. You can tell back in the day you had Barcelona, Atletico making it into finals. Now they can't even qualify. And Sevilla, I mean, Sevilla kind of obvious. France is mainly PSG, but maybe a team like Marseille, former UCL winners as well, maybe they also have slight possibilities and somehow messed it up in the last minute of the game against Spurs. That's huge as well. Portugal always have some passion. Honestly, Portugal, I really like the Portuguese league in the Champions League specifically. I think Benfica and especially Porto, since there's the Persian player, the Canadian player, that really makes me more into watching Porto in the Champions League only, not in the Liga NOS. Germany, of course, Bayern always going to make it through. Frankfurt making it through, Leipzig making it through, and I think Dortmund was really a surprise for me. I thought Sevilla would do better, but Dortmund, I feel like recently in the past 2 years, Dortmund haven't really been doing the best, and that's why I kind of assumed that they wouldn't be doing good here. But honestly, Dortmund this year with Jude Bellingham, Adeyemi, Schlotterbeck, really helping out, and I think they have that new fullback as well, who's also doing good for Dortmund as well. In the Italian league, I think Napoli is a huge surprise for me. I think AC Milan and Inter Milan were kind of obvious that they would also qualify, but not really doing the best. And that's why you can kind of say Italy kind of fell off, especially Juventus. But the main team from Italy that standed out for me in the Italian league was Napoli, 100%. I think that's for everyone. England, there's some questionable teams. You can't say, oh, because all four qualified, they're the best teams. It was still challenging for a lot of the England teams. Liverpool, challenging time. I mean, yes, they had over double the points from the third place, but I feel like they should have been getting first in their group. They had the team to do that. I think Spurs had a really challenging time in this group. This group was chaotic. I think Chelsea had a bit of a challenging time in the beginning. City never had a challenging time. So overall, I think like Spurs and Liverpool, we expected more from them, and that's what I'm saying. So yes, all four qualified. For two of the four, it was challenging for them to qualify. We expected better from them, therefore you can't still say it's the best league. Belgium, honestly, surprised for Club Brugge to go through. I thought Atletico de Madrid for sure would go through, but Atletico finished team. So yeah, as I said, these are my opinions here. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna come back to this on Monday, guys, when the official draw actually happens. But yeah, that is the Champions League for you guys. I wanted to do today because of everything that happened regarding PSG. Before we end off the video, guys, let's go ahead and do a photo. Let's try to use the players we used today, or we talked about today. So who do we talk about? We talked about Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe. So not French, not a striker, not in the Ligue 1. Who else is there who played really well this past weekend? Who's that? Oh, I would do Taremi, but not the best nation in league, and it's not a striker either. Let's do Juan Cuadrado, I think, because he had that. I think he did pretty good against us. Not Juventus, not a right back, or not Italian league either. Let's go over to the Premier League. Who did we talk about the Premier League? We talked about Spurs. How do you spell this guy's name? His name Hojberg. Pierre-Emile. Okay, so it's not in the English Premier League either. What else do we have? Madrid. Let's go over to Madrid and let's do a little bit of a Benzema. I mean, it's not French. Let's go ahead. We did talk a bit about Modric in the midfield. So it is the La Liga player. Not a center mid. Not a CDM. Not a right back. Not a striker. Who else? So we didn't really talk about any Barcelona players. But let's go ahead and try a Barcelona player. I think one player I like a lot is Ansu Fati. I think recently he's been doing good. And it is a Barcelona player. I want to kind of say it's a center back. I really want to go with a player like Araujo here. I think Araujo, really good player. So not Araujo, not a center back. Let's go ahead with Ter Stegen. We talked a bit about Germany. I guess he has the German nationality. Wasn't him either way. It's not a center mid. It's Kessié. It's not a CDM either. Ferran Torres. We could go Ferran. Oh no, but it's not Spanish either. What the heck could this be then? That's such a weird nation, and is not in any of the positions we already did. Memphis Depay. Oh, who's a Brazilian? Is there a Brazilian? Do they have any Brazilians? I don't think they have any Brazilians, at least not that I can think of right now. Hey, after we get to attempts 10, we're gonna kind of look at the squad, because man, my ball knowledge is so bad. What Brazilians? I swear it has to be a Brazilian. There's no ways. It doesn't have to be, but like, what other nations do Barcelona have? Spain, Uruguay. It's not French. We already tried that. It's not Oh, is it Portugal? They might have a Portuguese player. Alright, let's go take a look at Barcelona squad. Rafinha, Marcus Alonso, Andres Christensen, Dembele. Oh my, there's ain't no ways I can get this. I have no clue. Who are any of these finished players, man? These finished players? Like, who the hell are these players? It's probably someone I don't even know. Because it's not a striker, so it can't be Lewandowski. Rafinha, man. It's Rafinha. How can I not skate Rafinha? I told you Brazilian. I was thinking the whole time, who's Brazilian? It's Rafinha. How can I? Oh my. This guy, it's Rafinha, man. It's Rafinha. Oh my, I'm so mad at myself. How did I forget? It's like I don't know. It's like when I'm getting pressured, guys. I'm trying to. It's like I swear, if I'm not recording this podcast, I swear I would guess that. But since there's pressure on me, like I don't know. It's like, you know, in the test when there's pressure, it's in a test and stuff. This is like a test. I'm doing this. I'm gonna post this. You guys are gonna see my trash ball knowledge. It's like I'm getting pressured on, so then I'm forgetting. Man, Rafinha, man. It's Rafinha. How could I forget that? But yeah, guys, what an ending, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell. As I said, next episode probably going to be on Monday, talking about the Champions League draw, as well as weekend games, as well as football news. Next week, next Friday, is going to be the first. I'm hoping they get 2 guests on the channel next Friday for a World Cup talk. The first episode, we're going to have 2 World Cup talk episodes with 2 guests on both episodes. Hopefully we can get at least 1 guest. I think I'm guaranteed 1 guest on each episode. One of them may have 2. But yeah, I'm guaranteed 1 guest on 2 episodes on both the World Cup episodes. It's gonna be next Friday and the Friday after that. And then, guys, November 20th, 18 days until the World Cup. So let's get it, guys. For now, stay positive, stay happy, stay flow, and I'll see you later. Peace.